all for today's Nintendo Direct. Oh, well, actually, we have one more announcement.
Smash Bros?
Please take a look at our last video for the day.
Nickelodeon? Another Splatoon announcement? I'm just getting so sick of these Splatoon announcements. That's weird.
Hey, everything be like off the top these days. Like these days, I don't even know what a pad is these days, you know? Yeah. Fuck that hoe, cause she a nat. You ain't the one for me, baby. You ain't got shit I need, bitch. You want me to take my time with you, or maybe I'm not your speed, bitch. Maybe I'm not your lead, bitch. You ain't even got no cheese, bitch. Maybe I'm just too G for you, maybe I'm just too screed, bitch. I can even roll in peace, why? Everybody notice me, yeah. I can even go to sleep, why? I'm rolling on the beam, yeah. They tried to give me 8, got on my knee like Jesus, please. He don't even believe in Jesus. Why you got a Jesus, please? If you wanna leave, just leave. But you ain't gotta lie to me. Even the blind can see. But she ain't gon' ride for me. You ain't even showing me the love you say you got for me. There ain't no loyalty, you lied to me. You say that you gon' ride for me. Baby, that's blasphemy. Yeah, baby, you're bad for me. Yeah, say you gon' clap for me. Yeah, say you gon' blast for me. Yeah, why you ain't show me none of the love you say you have for me? Yeah, we're going through tragedy. Bitch, I needed you drastically. Yeah.
The Gims always wins. Well, that just happened. This video, isn't this about something? Oh yeah. So, in my opinion, Smash for Switch is not going to be a brand new game, and it's not going to be a port. It's not like I get any information from Nintendo or anything like that. They keep their lips sealed. My opinion is based completely on what makes sense to Nintendo business-wise and how they've operated in the past. I think that Smash for Switch is going to be a mix between a port and a new game. I think it's going to be a sequel to Smash for Wii U. Now, I know a lot of y'all are thinking, that's crazy, there's so much evidence. But to be honest, there's no conclusive evidence for either side of the argument. And I think Nintendo has made it that way on purpose. It's actually really weird that Nintendo is being so ambiguous about Smash for Switch. And I think that's telling in itself if it's a brand new game. They have nothing to lose and to just say it's a new game. They have everything to gain. But to market it ambiguously gets them all the hype that a new game would bring, but it'll let them sell a product that isn't a brand spanking new game. So that's what I think they're gonna do. But let me get into that in a second. First, let's talk about HyperX, baby, with their new Cloud Flight and their new keyboard. Ooh, look how crisp that looks. These joints are crisp. Links in the description. You already know what it is. HyperX sponsors VG Bootcamp, and we greatly appreciate it. So make sure and check that out. All right. So instead of getting into disproving why it's not a brand new game, because there's a lot of evidence, but it's not conclusive evidence. It's like, well, in this document they said new title, which really doesn't mean anything because they could have called Mario Kart 8 Deluxe a new title. It's technically a new title. Things like that. It's not real evidence for anything. So I'm just going to look at the business side of things and the timeline. Basically why it makes no sense for Nintendo to make this a brand new game. Now, when I say it's a sequel to Smash 4, I'm saying I think it's going to have new mechanics, lots of new characters, all the 3DS stages, new stages. Some characters might have new models, but I think they're going to bring in a lot of old assets into the game, kind of like Splatoon did with Splatoon 2. And this is the first time Nintendo would ever do this for a Smash game. I just think that Smash for Switch is going to be more like Smash for Wii U than any predecessor was like the game before it. Melee was kind of like Smash 64, but it was vastly different in a lot of ways. Brawl was so much different than Melee, and Smash 4 is still insanely different from Brawl. So I think there's going to be a lot of reused assets and things like that, even if there are new mechanics or anything like that involved with the game. So it's more of a sequel than a brand new game. Now, why do I think this? Why do I think timeline-wise and business-wise, my opinion makes the most sense? First of all, let's talk about the timeline. Nintendo has never, since Smash 64 to Melee, ever released a Smash game within 4 years of a previous Smash game. And I know that the Wii U had a short lifespan, so Smash Wii U having a short lifespan isn't that far off. And I know that there hasn't been a new console that didn't have a Smash game on it within 2 years, a brand new Smash game on it within 2 years. So that's really like the strongest evidence, timeline and business-wise, that Smash for Switch will be a brand spanking new game. But like I said before, I think it being a sequel makes a lot more sense Nintendo, timeline-wise and business-wise. Let's talk about the business side of things. Nintendo released a teaser trailer for the game, and it was so hyped that everyone's eyes are drawn to Smash for Switch. At this point in the game, Nintendo's pretty much going to sell the same amount of copies, whether it's a new game or a sequel. Business-wise, it doesn't make sense for them to go all in on a brand new game. Now obviously Sakurai is Sakurai and he's in charge of the project, so he does what he wants, and he's got a lot of creative freedom, and he's not the type to do what Nintendo wants all the time. But before, he didn't want to do DLC, and he was obviously convinced because Smash Wii U and 3DS had DLC. Now, I don't think they're going to call it a sequel. I think they're going to advertise it as a new game, but it's going to be very obvious that it is a sequel. I think they're just going to add enough content, new mechanics, slightly change the effects up and stuff, enough that it feels new, but doesn't feel brand new. It doesn't feel like 64 to Melee, Melee to Brawl, Brawl to Smash 4. And I think the teaser trailer really teased that there's going to be a huge story mode. The way that all the characters were looking at the Splatoon characters and how dark it was, it kind of feels like the story mode that was in Brawl. So I definitely think we're going to see Sakurai putting a lot of work into that. Now, Nintendo has said before that they want the Switch to be a 10-year console. That's the longest a Nintendo console has ever run. Maybe there's some in the past that I don't know about, but that's a very long time. And a new Smash game comes out every 6 years or so. So it's very easy to say, unless Smash Switch has some free-to-pay every month DLC model where they want the game to be updated a lot over 10 years, there's probably going to be 2 Smash games on the Switch. And to make 2 brand spanking new Smash games on the Switch doesn't really make sense. There's really no need to do it, because like I said before, if they make it Smash for Wii U 2, they're not going to call it that, but if they make it that, it's going to sell just as well, and they're going to be able to use a lot of old assets from the other game. I mean, Smash Wii U has a lot of characters. To make a new game in 2.5 years that outdoes how Smash 4 launched would be really difficult. Also, this teaser trailer is unlike any Smash announcement. Melee just showed the intro to the game, but going forward from there, Brawl and Smash 4's announcement trailers both had character reveals and then like a crazy third-party character at the end. Smash Switch's trailer had none of that. It was a teaser trailer, which is way different from anything Nintendo's done regarding to Smash in the past. The biggest piece of evidence that I think supports my case is that Smash for Switch doesn't have a title. Now, there's another reason it might not have a title that goes against my case for being a sequel, but I'll go to that in a second. If Smash for Switch is a brand new game, all new character models, all new mechanics, all new engine, everything brand new, nothing imported in except for past stages, which they always do, why on earth does it not have a title? They've been working on it for 2.5 years. No Smash game in history has ever been announced without a title. If it's a brand new game, there's no reason for it not to have a title, right? Why don't you just call it Smash for Switch or Smash Apocalypse or whatever you want? The only reason they wouldn't have a title is if it was a port or a sequel. How do you name a game that's a sequel to a game that was named after the previous system? Like, let's say they had Super Mario 64 2 on the GameCube, right? And it was basically just like an upgrade. How would they do that? It's called Super Mario 64, but it's not on the N64 anymore. How would they title it? And I think that's the problem they've come into. If they call it Smash for Switch, then that works until the next Smash game comes out. Because then what do you call the next Smash game? When a mom goes to the store, GameStop, and says, let me get the Smash for Switch, the Smash game for the Switch, people are going to think they're talking about Smash for Switch. Like, honestly, it makes no sense as to why there is no name for this unless it's not a brand new game. I can't think of anything except for one reason. They might plan on making Smash for Switch last its whole lifetime. So like 8 years. And constantly update it with DLC every 2 months or 4 months. So because of that, they might just be calling the game Super Smash Bros. They might be saying like, this is the last Smash Bros game, so we're just calling it Smash Bros, and that's why it has a working title. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but we'll see. Like, I know this is like one of the most opinionated videos I've ever made. Usually I show the facts, show why it makes sense, but like I've really been trying to like figure out like why on earth Nintendo made some of the decisions they did if this is a brand new game. Like, it doesn't make any sense. The hype beast would have been just as big if they made it clear. There's no reason they shouldn't have a title. It doesn't fit anything they've done in the last 10 years for Smash. And I know Wii U had poor sales, and I know Nintendo Switch is doing really well. So it makes sense in that realm that they'd make a brand new game. But Smash 4 is such a good game. It has so many characters. To just throw it to the wayside doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. And I could be totally wrong. And you guys can quote me and make fun of me if I am wrong when E3 comes around and they announce more stuff. I mean, unless they, have a direct before then. But I honestly think it's some sort of sequel. I think Smash for Switch is going to be more like its predecessor than any other game. Reused stages, reused models, slight change in mechanics. I think that's going to be it. But I think it's going to have an amazing story mode. I think it's going to have a bunch of new multiplayer modes. And I think it's going to have a bunch of new characters and stages. And I think we're going to love it. So, obviously, this video is pure speculation. If you hated the title, I'm sorry. But I needed a way for you guys to watch that skit and hear my opinion. And I think I delivered. So, if you guys think it was clickbaity, I'm sorry. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think anything I'm saying makes sense? Or do you think I'm just being ridiculous? I don't know. Let me know. If you liked the skit, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Me and my team spent a lot of time on it and planning it. I'm sorry I didn't get it out earlier, but from February to the beginning of April, we were building the new Xanadu games at Laurel Park. We moved Xanadu in 1 month, and we built the whole place with the help of the Maryland Jockey Club. So we've been incredibly busy, and I've been kind of storyboarding and running out that skit the whole time, kind of thinking how I wanted to do this video. So I know it's late. I know the hype has died down a bit, but I figured I'd give my opinion and make something funny. Anyways, I'm really busy. I got things to do. I gotta go to Xanadu right now. So it's back to the lab with me. I'll see you guys next time.
Whoopie-dee scoop, scoop-dee-dee whoop, whoop-dee scoop-dee poop, poop-dee scoop-dee, scoop-dee whoop, whoopie-dee scoop whoop poop, poop-dee-dee whoop scoop, poop, poop, scoop-dee-dee whoop, whoop-dee-dee scoop, whoop-dee-dee scoop poop.